As part of one of the most important tools that you can utilize to help you do your schedule control in a more effective way is trend analysis. So, trend analysis is a critical tool in schedule control. By analyzing the historical performance data, project managers can detect trends and proactive steps to prevent major schedule deviations. This approach minimizes the risks and help the project to stay on track. So in this session, we'll talk about what is trend analysis, why it's important, and the key focus area, including identifying the early warning sign or by conducting a trend analysis, also analyzing the performance trends over the time, and predictive analytics for future schedule adjustments. Start first with understanding the trend analysis. Again, as a definition, trend analysis involves tracking the key schedule performance indicators over the time. It's used to predict the future project performance based on the past trends and the common metrics that can be used trend analysis, including the schedule variance, which is the SV. And if you recall, when we say that SV is equal to the earned value or EV minus the planned value, also you have the schedule performance index, which is SPI, and that equal to the earned value or EV divided by the PV or the planned value. Also, one of these common metrics that is used in trend analysis is the milestone slippage. And that means the delayed milestones compared to the baseline. Also, one of these, let's say, metrics that you can analyze and you can find using the trend analysis is the cycle time trends. The cycle time is mainly used when you are running an agile project in Scrum framework where you have a cycle time. The cycle time here, it means the average time taking for a key tasks over different periods. By tracking the trends, the project managers can identify the developing issues before they escalate. If a project schedule performance SPI or index constantly trends below 1, it signals that it's a growing risk of delays. When we talk about how will the trend analysis help you identifying the early warning signs of schedule slippage, the key indicators here you can say that that can be used for the schedule slippage. First is increasing task completion time. So if you have every time a task that is needed, let's say an extra time to be completed, so that means the task's taking longer than originally planned. Also, the second indicator here to understand whether you are gonna face schedule slippage is delay in critical path activities. That means that there is a delay in the critical tasks that affect the overall timeline. Also, one of these indicators if you have a negative schedule variance. And schedule negative schedule variance or S minus SV, if the schedule variance or the SV remains negative over multiple reporting periods, it means that you are having, let's say, schedule slippage sign. And the last, let's say, key indicator here to understand whether you're gonna face schedule slippage is constantly declining SPI. So if your SPI or schedule performance index drops below 1 and keeps decreasing, that means you need to take an action now. So this early warning sign helps the project managers to take the corrective actions before they delay or before the delay becomes, let's say, can be of or create a bigger issue to the project. So ensure monitoring the SPI and the SV and the cycle time trends to provide you a crucial insight for the schedule control. Let's take here an example. Let's say that there is a software development project used the SPI or the schedule performance index to track the progress. Initially, the SPI was 1.0 which means that it was on track. And by the second month, it has dropped to 0.95. And by the fourth month, it was dropped by 0.88. This trend indicates that there is a gradual the schedule slippage, and the project manager should take an early action by adding, let's say, an extra developer to stabilize the SPI. Analyzing the performance trends over the time. Trend analysis is not just about identifying the problems, but also about recognizing the patterns by analyzing the schedule data over the time. Project managers can make informed decisions and anticipate risks before they occur. But how to conduct a trend analysis? First, you start with collecting the data regularly. You can use the earned value metrics and actual task completion records. You also can use, let's say, graphs and charts like the line chart, the control chart, and histograms to visualize the trends. After that, you can compare these results with the baseline by identifying the deviations from the original project schedule. Finally, you can identify the patterns when you look for increasing or decreasing trends, the task duration or delays, and SPI trends. How you can use the predictive analytics for the future schedule adjustment. Predictive analytics enables the project managers to anticipate schedule deviations before they happen. By applying the statistical models, project teams can proactively manage risks and improve the schedule performance. But how predictive analytics work? Predictive analytics uses the historical data and the statistical models to forecast the future schedule performance. It helps the project managers to adjust the plan proactively based on predicted trends. The key techniques here you can use to conduct the predictive schedule adjustment is by doing Monte Carlo simulation, which predicts potential schedule outcomes based on the probability analysis. The next technique here we have is the regression analysis. And regression analysis, it identifies the relationships between the variables affecting the schedule delays. The third technique here we have is machine learning models, which uses past project data to predict future deviation. Let's take here an example. Let's say there is an IT project which was constantly experiencing a minor delays in configuration tasks. Using the predictive analytics, the project team forecasted that if this trend continued, the project would be delayed by 4 weeks. And to mitigate this, they reallocated extra resources to the configuration tasks ahead of time, and that helped them to prevent further delays. Now let's talk about these tools and techniques that is used for trend analysis and schedule control. The key tools that can be used here, um, earned value management, where we have understood the earned value, what does it mean with the also the SV, the CV, which we are going to cover on the cost management or the cost control. So the earned value management as one of these key tools used to measure the project schedule performance. Also the control charts, and control charts as one of these key, it displays the variation and trends in schedule performance. You also have trend charts, which we have kept talking about when you collect the data, when you analyze it, and then you show the trends, and then you visualize it to show the historical data and forecasted schedule trends. Gantt charts and milestone charts to track the progress visually. So these different tools can be used to track the trends effectively. Remember that choosing the right tool depends on the project type, complexity, and available data. But what are the benefits, other benefits of having trend analysis and schedule control? The ability to predict and respond to schedule deviation is a key factor in the project success. Trend analysis provide a valuable insight that supports better decision making and project execution. The key advantages here that we could, let's say, obtain from conducting a trend analysis when doing schedule control. First is that you have early detection of delays. You have the ability as a project manager to early detect any delays by identifying the issues before they escalate. Also, you have this advantage of proactive decision making. Proactive decision making by enabling, let's say, the project managers to take an action or the corrective action before major impacts occur. Third, we have optimized resource allocation by helping adjusting the resource based on the trends. One of the most important also benefits here is improving the stakeholder communication and by providing data-driven insight for reporting. Let's look at one of these case studies where there is a preventing of schedule overruns using the trend analysis. Let's say where is a scenario where there is a large-scale enterprise system or ARP system implementation was failing behind the schedule. So the team has conducted a trend analysis which showed an increasing gap between the planned and actual progress. And that trend analysis, when it shows that there is an increasing gap between the planned and actual progress, it has enabled the team to take, say, corrective action like using fast tracking to conduct testing parallel to development. Also, it has enabled the team to hire additional quality assurance personnel to speed up the defect resolution. Also, some of these actions were taken by using Monte Carlo analysis to predict further delays and adjust the timeline. And as an outcome, by utilizing the trend analysis to solve this increasing gap between the planned and actual progress and falling behind the schedule, the implementation of that system. So the project delivery time has improved by 20%, avoiding a major delay. So this case study demonstrates how trend analysis can be used not only to detect issues, but also to implement a strategic schedule recovery options or actions. The key takeaways from this session on trend analysis and schedule control, we say that monitor the trends as a project manager, ensure that you monitor these trends continuously to detect any potential schedule deviations early. We also highlighted the importance of utilizing these earned value metrics, the SPI, the SV, to measure the schedule performance, as well as leveraging the predictive analytics to anticipate risks and adjust the schedule proactively. We also looked into these trend analysis tools like the control charts and Monte Carlo simulation to forecast the performance. My final thoughts here on trend analysis and schedule control, and by integrating a trend analysis into schedule monitoring, the project managers can improve the forecasting abilities and enable, let's say, an early corrective action and optimize the resource management and ensure the project success. Identifying and addressing issues before they escalate is a key maintaining the control over your project schedules.